Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube universe, what is going on with you on this Monday afternoon? It is Monday, April 1st, 2024, roughly 1:37 p.m. California time. I am, of course, your always gracious host, Fallon, from GoNootropics.com, coming at you with the coffee chairs. Good to see all of you. I think it's day number 14. You know, we're losing track of the days over here at the Enterprise. I think my last video was day number 10, and it's been, I think, 4 days since I've uploaded a video. So this is the 2-week watermark, baby. 2 weeks, no Kratom. When I put gaps in the videos, some of you guys think I've cracked, you know, you think I've gone back to the cracking, but no, we're not going back. We're just slowly recovering here on day number 14, and I would say, you know, 70%, 75% fully recovered. Yes, still a little bit of the restlessness at night, which is very nagging, very annoying. The restlessness, it's like, man, when's this gonna go away, this restlessness? Over the past 4 days, I think a couple of those days was like kind of a little more anxious, a little more on edge, a little more irritable than normal, right? So it's like going into work and, you know, not having that precious cope, not having the Kratom, not being able to take Kratom before I go into work is proving to be difficult. And it's always been difficult not to take Kratom before going into work. It was like one of the few things that kept me going, you know, because I'm not making a ton of money at this job, you know, so to have to drag your carcass out of bed every day with like really no cope. Now I've been relying on the coffee a little more. So yeah, I'm back to drinking coffee. That's the one thing. When I'm taking Kratom, I really don't drink the coffee that much. I do take the Nootropics Depot caffeine and L-tyrosine drops, the N-acetyl L-tyrosine drops with the Kratom. I was taking that, but when I was taking Kratom, I wasn't touching the coffee at all, and every time I come off, I go back to the coffee because it's obviously it's not the same key, but it's like a similar key that you could kind of drink it. It animates the carcass, nowhere near the level of Kratom, but it is something, you know. The coffee is something. So yeah, going into work without that Kratom cope, I'd say, is probably the hardest part of all this, you know, and the Kratom becoming habituated into your life. And you know, you take a dose before dinner, you take a dose after dinner. You know, some people like to take it before, some people like to take it after. I like to take it before and after. That's how I always used Kratom, a little dose before dinner, and then shortly after dinner. And after you take a shower, you take your dose, or before you go into work, you take your dose. So it's like all these little things that you're used to doing, all these little triggers that you have to just fight against. You know, it's been habituated. It's like same thing with cigarettes or any other addiction. You spark up a smoke when you get into the car on your way to work. These little habituations that, you know, how you work the drug into your life, all those things can really wear you down. And it's like somebody took the pacifier away from the baby, and the baby is upset, you know? And it's like, yeah, so not going into work with that Kratom cope has proved to be a little challenging. And we're just, you know, eating the turd sandwich bite by bite, and just learning to, you have to learn to enjoy the turd sandwich. So here on day number 14, 2 weeks in. I'd say we're a lot of the way there. My strength on the bike has vastly improved, especially since that first week where it felt like somebody had strapped like 15-pound weights to my legs. It was so weird. It's like no power up the hills at all. Sex drive is still kind of tanked. Christine's been a little disappointed lately, right, babe?
Yes.
So that's still kind of tanked. Everything's like slowly coming back. The systems are recalibrating here on day number 14. But yeah, I heard somebody say that the progress of coming off of Kratom is not linear, and I think that's somewhat true. It's like you will have really good days. Like I think that last video I did, at least the morning was really good. You will have these good days where things are really starting to improve and you think you're kind of out of the woods, and then you'll be hit with a day that's like really, really shit. And certain symptoms come back, like the restlessness, the restless legs. You get hit with a little bit of anxiety, irritability, and just kind of like mood swings, I would describe it. It's like the mood swings and just feeling irritable, almost like you were taking Kratom. Like when I was taking Kratom, I was so damn irritable, man. So irritable. Every single day, just very irritable, very snappy, just low tolerance, just for every little thing. And that has improved. But occasionally, I will have a day where, I will be a little more irritable. I will be a little more snappy. And just kind of having a good day, and then the next day just kind of getting hit out of nowhere with some of these like really nasty symptoms. So yeah, the progress is not exactly linear. Like when I quit alcohol, it seemed like those symptoms, like each day they improved. Each day the symptoms got a little better. I felt a little better. With Kratom withdrawal, each day is kind of a mixed bag, and just as you keep plowing forward, as you keep plunging forward, kind of the good days, you do begin to stabilize more, and you just get hit less with those kind of like off days. So here on day number 14, yeah, I can't say I'm experiencing like a full 100% recovery, but certainly after the first 7 days, most of the really hectic, harebrained, harrowing symptoms, those go away. And you're left with kind of these like really nagging, like the irritability and just depression and low mood might hit you out of nowhere, which can be mitigated with supplements. The other day I took a cold shower. We exercised. We did like a little Cindy Crawford style like body workout with some weights. That knocked me on my ass, man. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, like my body's just not, it's still not quite there yet. And so a lot of the things that are going to move the needle forward are like the really hard things. Like exercising, it's so cliche, and I hate to tell people to exercise because it's like you heard it all before. It's like everybody and their mother tells you, exercise, get some cardio, do some weight training, take a cold shower, and you kind of brush those things off, but honestly, it's like those things are the most helpful. Like after I exercised and after I took that cold shower, I went into it not really feeling good, but those two things combined, like the exercising, the body weight exercises, and then taking the cold shower afterwards, I want to say that gave me like at least a 2, maybe 3 hour boost in overall mood, and I was feeling, okay after that. So getting these like natural endorphins, A lot of the things that are going to accelerate your recovery are just the things, nobody wants to do, but you got to do them. You got to eat good. You got to exercise. You got to try the cold showers and get these kind of like natural endorphins, flooding into your system, because that's what your body needs. Your body's craving these endorphins. It can't produce them, and you're not going to produce them just kind of sitting down. So, yeah, here on day number 14, we're just slowly progressing, eating the turd sandwich bite by bite, and feeling somewhat okay. Certain enjoyment of things are starting to come back. Like, I appreciate music more. I appreciate watching old movies more. We've been watching like old 80s movies, like based in New York City. Like, last night we watched Taxi Driver. And on Kratom, like if I'm watching a movie or I'm listening to music, like I never really enjoyed it. I stopped listening to music. I stopped enjoying things. It's kind of like, and this is a symptom of a lot of drug use. It's like back when I was smoking cannabis a lot. Back when I was drinking a lot, I just stopped enjoying things. And Kratom's no different. You hop on Kratom for a long time, you just you become dead. And this isn't just Kratom. This is like kind of everything. Anything that's like psychoactive in that way, you just begin to rely on that a little too heavily. And then the things that are supposed to make you feel good, you can't really squeeze any juice out of anything. So here on day number 14, certain things are beginning to come back. The music appreciation, appreciating just little things more, like art and things like that. These little kind of suckles, like the little juice suckles of life, are starting to come back. And, I don't expect that I'm ever going to be like that super happy, positive guy, but I at least expect to enjoy some things that are natural, right? Some things that, like a sunset. If you can get to the point of just enjoying the sunset or something small like that, I think you're in a pretty good place. And it's not just drugs that take away that enjoyment. Like the phone is so stimulating, like the phone and social media and videos and even movies for that matter. It's like you consume these things. They almost are like drugs. And people say they're not addicts, man, but have you ever tried to cut out carbs? I mean, go to the store, look inside what's in people's carts. It's like there's so many of these addictive things that people are addicted to. And quitting something maybe harder, like alcohol or even Kratom for that matter, it makes you understand when something is addictive. And having experience with a lot of these things, I realize like it's not just the drugs, but it's like the carbs. It's the pornography for a lot of you guys. That was me a long time ago too, like the pornography and these types of things. And even music, all these things become addictive. And it's the coffee and it's the sugars and it's the carbohydrates. And I don't think the point is to just do away with anything that's kind of addictive and compulsive, but just kind of eliminate the ones that are really, really negative, like the ones that are really detrimental. Like Kratom became detrimental to me, alcohol certainly became a detriment to my life. So yeah, I don't think the goal is to eliminate all these things, eliminate coffee because caffeine's addictive, eliminate sugar because sugar's addictive. But do your best to eliminate the really bad ones. Like Kratom became really bad, even though, I was functional and going to work and things like that. but it reduced my ability to enjoy a lot of the small things. So it just had to go, you know. I think new addicts or old addicts who come off for the first time, they tend to like really go really deep into eliminating everything. Like they start eliminating the coffee and the sugars and the carbs, which can, you know, do it for 30 days. Cut carbs for 30 days if you want. They say that's a good way to cleanse like parasites, because if you're getting those like really potent sugar cravings, that's because you got parasites that crave that sugar, and they do hijack your brain. But you just become more aware of these things that are addictive in nature, you know, so it makes you take a second look. So if you've come off an addiction, if you can recover from that, I think it's a big blessing, man. I think it's a big blessing, because you just recognize more about the world. You become just a more well-rounded person if you can kick these things and begin to thrive, you know. And as long as you just don't go back to the thing. If you don't go back to the thing, you can use this as like a positive force in your life, as long as you don't go back, because, you know, every addict has another run, right? Every addict has another run, but not every addict has another recovery. You know, if you relapse, if you climb the mountain and you fall back down, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to climb the mountain again. You know, there's just absolutely no guarantee. If I went back to booze right now, there's no guarantee that I'd climb out of that. There's just no guarantees. It's always so easy to go back to the thing, and anybody can do that. Everybody has it in them to go back to the thing, but not everybody has it in them to power through another long, drawn-out process of withdrawal. So keep these things in mind, ladies and gentlemen. 2 weeks, cold turkey Kratom challenge. Fallon, go nootropics.com. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I will see you very soon. Peace.